Welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be tackling data security,
Hmm?
especially in the age of the cloud.
Yes.
You know it's a hot topic. Everybody's talking about it.
It
And
is,
you've
yeah.
sent over a whole stack of IBM materials.
Absolutely.
We've got webinars, we've got reports, we've got case studies.
All focused on keeping that data safe.
That's right. All focused on how to keep our precious data safe in the cloud.
Precious data.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah. You know what I think is so fascinating is just how much data organizations are dealing with now.
Right.
IBM calls it a data explosion.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not an exaggeration. I mean, it's everywhere.
It really is.
You know, it's spread across cloud providers, SaaS applications, employee devices.
It is truly everywhere.
It is.
Like trying to herd digital cats.
Uh-huh. Right.
And the stakes are incredibly high.
Oh, they are?
You know, one statistic that really jumped out at me from these IBM reports was the average cost of a data breach.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars.
It's scary.
This isn't just a tech headache. No, this is a business nightmare.
It really is. And it's not just about the financial hit either.
Right.
There's the erosion of customer trust,
Sure.
damaged reputation, potential legal ramifications.
Wow.
You know, it's a whole cascade of negative consequences.
Okay, so the pressure is on.
Definitely.
And I see all these regulations mentioned. DORA, GDPR, CCPA.
The alphabet soup.
It's enough to make anyone's head spin. Can you help us break down this alphabet soup of compliance?
I can try. It can feel overwhelming, I know.
Yeah.
But at their core, these regulations are all about protecting sensitive information.
Okay.
They set standards for how organizations must secure customer data,
Mm-hmm.
financial records, intellectual property, any information that could harm individuals or the organization if it fell into the wrong hands.
So data security and compliance, they kind of go hand in hand.
They do. They really do.
Yeah.
Two sides of the same coin, I would say.
Okay.
Strong data security practices are essential for achieving compliance. And conversely, complying with these regulations pushes organizations to implement strong security measures.
Got it.
Win-win situation.
Okay, I like it. Now, there's the zero trust concept that keeps popping up in these IBM materials.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit like something out of a spy thriller.
Right.
Can you shed some light on it for us? What is zero trust?
Yeah, zero trust is actually a very practical security model.
Okay.
It's based on the idea that we shouldn't automatically trust any user or device,
Okay.
even those within our own organization.
So internal, external.
Exactly.
Okay.
Constant verification is key.
So it's like having a security guard who checks your ID every time you enter a building.
Yep.
Even if they've seen you 1,000 times before.
1,000 times, every time.
Okay.
It's about eliminating assumptions and verifying every access request, no matter who or what is making it.
So you're really closing those gaps.
Yeah, you're closing those security gaps that traditional models, which often rely on perimeter defenses, miss.
And this is where IBM solutions come in.
Is it?
Right. They're designed to help organizations implement this zero trust approach in a practical way.
Yeah, because it can be tough.
Yeah.
But IBM offers a suite of tools and services that address various aspects of data security, all working together to create a more comprehensive and robust security posture.
Okay, so let's dive into some of these solutions.
So do it.
One thing that caught my eye was this idea of discovering shadow data.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds almost spooky.
It does sound kind of spooky.
Can you explain what shadow data is and why it's such a big security risk?
I can, yeah. Shadow data is essentially any data that exists outside the knowledge or control of IT.
Okay.
It could be files stored on personal devices, spreadsheets shared through personal email accounts,
Oh, wow.
databases created without proper authorization.
Oh.
It's data that's in the shadows, so to speak.
So it's not necessarily malicious.
No, not necessarily.
It's just unaccounted for.
Yeah, just off the books, under the radar.
Yeah, and that's what makes it dangerous.
That's the danger.
It's outside the usual security controls,
Exactly.
making it a prime target for cyber criminals.
Oh, yeah.
Like you have this high security vault, but someone has stashed valuable assets in a random desk drawer that anyone could access.
Anyone could access it.
That's the risk of shadow data.
That's a good analogy.
So how does IBM help organizations tackle this shadow data problem?
Well, they offer tools that can scan networks and systems to identify and categorize this hidden data.
Okay.
Think of it like digital detective work.
Uh-huh.
This gives organizations visibility and control over what's actually out there, allowing them to bring it under the umbrella of their security policies.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, another thing IBM emphasizes is real-time monitoring and threat response.
Yes.
And I saw this phrase, near real-time security policy enforcement.
Right.
What's the difference? And why is speed so crucial here?
That's a great question. In the past, security measures were often reactive.
Right.
Set up your defenses and then scramble to respond after an attack had already happened. But in today's world, threats evolve so rapidly
They do?
that you need to be able to identify and respond to them in real time,
Okay.
or as close to it as possible.
Yeah.
Hence the term near real time.
So it's like having a security system that not only detects a break-in, but also instantly alerts the authorities
Exactly.
and activates countermeasures all before the intruder can cause any real damage.
That's the goal.
Okay.
And that's exactly what real-time monitoring and threat response aim to achieve.
It's about shifting from a reactive to a proactive security posture,
Yes.
anticipating threats and neutralizing them before they can wreak havoc.
Exactly.
Okay, this is all starting to sound very high-tech.
A bit.
But amidst all this talk of AI and real-time monitoring, let's not forget about a more fundamental security concept.
Yeah.
Encryption.
Right. The basics.
Can you remind us how it works and why it's still so crucial?
Of course. Encryption is essentially the process of scrambling data into an unreadable format. It's like putting your sensitive information in a locked safe that only someone with the correct key can open.
Got it.
This makes it incredibly difficult for unauthorized individuals to understand the data, even if they manage to get their hands on it.
So even if someone breaks into that metaphorical safe,
Yeah.
all they'll find is gibberish.
Gibberish, exactly.
Okay.
That's what makes encryption such a powerful layer of protection,
Okay.
especially for sensitive data being transmitted over networks or stored in the cloud, where it's more vulnerable to interception.
Got it. Right, that's clear. Now, I'm always eager to see how these concepts play out in the real world.
Me too, me too.
And you sent over a case study about Westfield Insurance.
I did.
What can we learn from their experience with IBM's solutions?
The Westfield Insurance case is a great example of how these solutions can translate into tangible benefits.
Okay.
They implemented IBM Guardium and IBM QRadar to protect customer data and support their business growth.
So they weren't just ticking boxes for compliance.
No, they were seeing real-world results. By using these solutions, they were able to proactively identify and address security risks, ultimately creating a more secure environment for their policyholders' sensitive data and strengthening trust with their customers.
So that's fantastic. It really highlights how data security isn't just an IT issue.
No, it's not.
It's a core business imperative that impacts everything from customer relationships to brand reputation.
100% agree.
Yep.
And that brings us to another crucial aspect that IBM emphasizes, the human element.
Right. Technology is only part of the solution, right?
It is. It is.
What are some of the human factors that come into play when it comes to data security?
One of the biggest challenges is raising awareness among employees.
Okay.
It's no use having the most sophisticated security tools if your team doesn't understand basic security practices.
Things like creating strong passwords, recognizing phishing scams, handling sensitive information properly.
All that good stuff.
Okay.
It's about creating a culture of security awareness throughout the entire organization, where everyone understands the importance of protecting data and feels empowered to contribute to that effort.
It's so fascinating how technology and human behavior are so intertwined in the world of data security.
I know, right? It really is.
And as technology continues to evolve, especially with the rise of artificial intelligence,
Yeah,
we need to adapt our security practices to stay ahead of the curve.
definitely.
Speaking of AI, you sent over a webinar about generative AI and its implications for data security.
Yeah, that one.
That's a topic I'm particularly excited to delve into.
Me too. Generative AI, it's everywhere these days.
It is.
And I'm so curious to explore how it's shaping the data security landscape,
Yeah,
both as a tool and a potential threat.
that's right. It's a double-edged sword.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. On the one hand, AI can be an incredible asset for enhancing security. It can analyze massive amounts of data, to detect anomalies and potential threats much faster than humans can.
Right.
It's like having a super-powered security analyst
Okay.
working tirelessly behind the scenes 24/7.
Yep. So AI can be our digital guardian angel,
In a way, yes.
constantly watching over our data.
Protecting us from the bad guys.
Okay.
But here's where things get interesting
Okay.
and potentially concerning. Generative AI can also be used by cyber criminals.
Oh, yeah.
to create incredibly sophisticated attacks.
Oh, that's right. The IBM webinar mentioned that.
It did.
Tell me more.
Imagine AI-powered phishing scams that are so personalized and convincing, it's
Wow.
nearly impossible to detect them,
Right.
or AI that can generate malicious code tailored to exploit specific vulnerabilities.
So it's using AI against us.
That's right.
That's a scary thought. It feels like we're entering a whole new era of
It
cybersecurity,
does feel that way.
where AI is both the shield and the sword.
A great way to put it.
So what does that mean for organizations and for individuals like our listener?
Yeah.
How do we navigate this increasingly complex landscape?
Well, it all comes back to the fundamentals we've been discussing.
Like-
Zero trust becomes even more critical in the age of AI,
Okay.
where we can't afford to assume anything is inherently safe.
Right.
Real-time monitoring and threat response are essential
Uh-huh.
to detect and respond to these AI-powered attacks.
Okay.
Encryption remains a cornerstone of data protection,
Right.
helping to safeguard sensitive information even if it falls into the wrong hands.
So it's not about throwing out the old playbook.
No.
It's about amplifying those core principles with the help of AI and
Yeah.
other emerging technologies.
Exactly.
But you also mentioned the human element.
I did.
How does that factor in?
More important than ever.
Okay.
We can't just rely on technology to do all the heavy lifting.
Right.
Individuals need to be trained to recognize and report potential threats,
Okay.
to follow security protocols diligently,
Sir.
and to understand the broader implications of their actions in the digital world.
It sounds like it comes down to awareness,
Awareness.
education, and a sense of shared responsibility.
That's it. That's it. We need to create a culture of security awareness where everyone understands their role in protecting sensitive information.
Okay.
This includes individuals taking personal responsibility for their own digital hygiene,
Okay.
such as using strong passwords, being wary of phishing scams,
Right.
and keeping their devices and software updated.
So like the basics.
The basics, but so important.
Right.
And speaking of individuals,
Yeah.
we've talked a lot about organizations and their security strategies.
Right.
But what about our listener?
Right.
What are some key takeaways they can apply in their own work
Okay.
to strengthen their organization's security posture?
So we've laid out all this big picture stuff about AI and the cloud.
Uh-huh.
But what are the everyday things our listener can do to up their data security game?
I'm glad you asked, because it starts with a mindset shift.
Okay.
Recognize that data security isn't just the IT department's job.
Okay.
It's everyone's responsibility.
All right. So we all have to play our part. Okay. So take ownership.
Ownership, that's right.
Got it. What else?
Be proactive.
Okay.
Don't wait for a security breach to happen before you start thinking about it.
Right.
Familiarize yourself with your organization's security policies and procedures.
Right. Don't just let those emails about updating your password sit in your inbox.
Don't just let them sit there.
Take care of it.
Take care of it.
Okay.
And if something seems off, don't ignore it.
Okay.
Report suspicious emails,
Mhm.
unusual activity on your accounts, anything that raises a red flag.
See something, say something.
Exactly.
It applies to the digital world too.
It does. It does. Another thing, ask questions.
Okay.
If you're unsure about a security practice or policy,
Sure.
don't be afraid to reach out to your IT department or security team for clarification.
It's so much better to ask than to make a mistake that could compromise sensitive data.
Way better. 1,000,000 times better.
Right.
And lastly, embrace the idea of continuous learning.
Okay.
The threat landscape is constantly evolving, so stay up to date on the latest security best practices.
So it's about staying informed
Informed.
and empowered. Don't be a passive user.
No.
Be an active participant in your own digital safety
Yes.
and the security of your organization.
I love that. And all of this is highlighted in the IBM materials you provided.
Right.
They really emphasize that while technology is crucial,
Uh-huh.
it's the human element that ultimately determines the strength of an organization's security posture.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yes.
From the data explosion and the evolving threat landscape to the power of AI and the importance of individual action.
It's been quite a journey.
It has been.
And hopefully our listener feels equipped with a deeper understanding of this crucial topic.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Remember, data security isn't just about following rules.
Oh,
It's about understanding the why behind the what.
I like that.
It's about making informed decisions, taking proactive steps, and embracing a mindset of continuous learning.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So to our listener, Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those digital defenses strong.
Keep them strong.
We'll see you on our next deep dive adventure.
I'm glad you asked, because it starts with a mindset shift.
Okay.
Recognize that data security isn't just the IT department's job. It's everyone's responsibility.
Okay, so we all have to play our part.
Exactly. You are a crucial part of the defense line.
Okay, so take ownership.
Ownership, that's right.
Got it. What else?
Be proactive. Don't wait for a security breach to happen before you start thinking about it. Familiarize yourself with your organization's security policies and procedures.
Right. Don't just let those emails about updating your passwords sit in your inbox.
Don't just let them sit there. Take care of it.
Take care of it. Okay?
And if something seems off, don't ignore it.
Okay.
Report suspicious emails, unusual activity on your accounts, anything that raises a red flag.
See something, say something, and
Yeah.
it applies to the digital world, too.
Exactly. It does. It does. Another thing, ask questions. If you're unsure about a security practice or policy,
Sure.
don't be afraid to reach out to your IT department or security team for clarification.
It's so much better to ask than to make a mistake that could compromise sensitive data.
Way better.
Yeah.
1,000,000 times better.
Right.
And lastly, embrace the idea of continuous learning.
Okay.
The threat landscape is constantly evolving, so stay up to date on the latest security best practices.
So it's about staying informed
Informed.
and empowered.
Empowered. Don't be a passive user.
No.
Be an active participant in your own digital safety and the security of your organization.
I love that. And all of this is highlighted in these IBM materials you provided. They really emphasize that while technology is crucial,
Uh,
it's the human element that ultimately determines the strength of an organization's security posture.
Absolutely.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have, from the data explosion and the evolving threat landscape to the power of AI and the importance of individual action, it's been quite a journey.
It has been. And hopefully our listener feels equipped with a deeper understanding of this crucial topic.
I hope so too. It's so important.
Remember, data security isn't just about following rules. It's about understanding the why behind the what. It's about making informed decisions, taking proactive steps, and embracing a mindset of continuous learning.
Couldn't said it better myself. It really is about understanding the bigger picture.
So to our listener, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those digital defenses strong. We'll see you on our next deep dive adventure.